I would like to introduce our next speaker. Yeah, yeah. Dr. M. Kalaiselvam, VM from Faculty of Marine Sciences, Annamalai University. And he has a good academic background.
Myself, I am from Annamalai University. It was second largest university in Tamil Nadu. More than 96 years old university. We are having more than 10 different faculties and 54 departments. What are the marine microbes in general and what are the specific application of fungi with related to marine ecosystem? So first, can I have a first slides? So my topic is microbial biotechnology for future prospects. So with this, I will start my presentation. Next slide, please. So all of you are aware that the marine environment is very beautiful. Marine environment is very beautiful. Not only beautiful, it is resourceful. The resourceful in the sense, the marine ecosystem has so many resources, mainly living and non-living resources. The living resources, so the microorganisms in the marine ecosystem, they do wonderful, they consider as a building block of the marine ecosystem. They do photosynthesis, most of the autotrophs, they do photosynthesis, and the diversity in the terrestrial ecosystem, they found that more than 5 million and trillion number of microbes in the marine ecosystem. And they may compare with the biomass of, especially in the South African elephant, the biomass of microbes, we are having more than 240 African elephant, huge number of microbiologists, they are isolating microorganisms from different ecosystem. Next slide, please. And from that, only 1% of interact with the both biological organisms and how do the microbes affect higher marine forms. So these are the major questions. We do not have answer for all those questions, so because we have to study, we have to go a long way to understand the role of microorganisms in the marine ecosystem. Next slide, please. And the reason is why we are not describing the microorganism in the marine ecosystem. There are so many reasons. The first reason is we do not have adequate monograph and manual for identification of microorganisms. Next one, another interesting, actually there is no taxonomies for microorganisms because the taxonomies are endangered, especially with microscope and flow cytometer. These techniques very much helpful to identify microorganisms. Next one. Next slide. So apart from that, to study the undescribable microorganisms, the genomic study is very much helpful. So through the genomic studies, we can understand the section and function of large number of genes in the marine ecosystem. Next slide, please. Apart from that, we are having so many molecular techniques, molecular techniques to study the diversity as well as the function of marine microorganisms in the marine ecosystem. So these molecular techniques very much helpful to study the microbial diversity at different level, and also these molecular techniques very much helpful to group the microorganisms based on the similarity and the genes. And we are using advanced techniques like RDNA as well as ITS approach to study the. And we have two advantages in the metagenomic studies. One is the metagenomics is very much helpful to understand the physiology and the role of unculturables in the ocean, as well as this metagenomics very much helpful to understand the environmental DNA extracts has helped to characterize the polytypes of nature. So these are the two different advantages of studying metagenomics, and we are having one disadvantage that is it does not give any level. According to national census, in the year 1917, the global population is only 3.6, whereas in 2022, the global population is 7.8 billion. And it was estimated that the population keep on increasing. In 2050, the population may be 10 billion. And again, it was estimated that in 2,300 years, the population may be 36 billion. So that means population keep on increasing. And automatically, the demand for four important aspects, mainly focusing, one is water, second food, the third one is standard growth. Next slide, please. Likewise, again, the World Health Organization mentioned that more than the women students aged between 15 to 45, their body mass index is below normal. And also they are anemic. That's why we have to find out alternative food source to avoid the malnutrition. Next one. We can elevate from all our health issues. Yeah, next slide, please. So in that aspect, we focused our studies on the cultivation of oyster mushroom using the marine substrate. So we have developed, next slide, please. So we have developed technology as well as standardized technology by cultivation of mushroom, especially oyster mushroom, by utilizing the marine substrate as supplement substrates. So by which, next one. So we developed the technology. The technology was applied for patent, and based on this methodology, we successfully cultured the oyster mushroom by using the marine substrate in addition to patent. Next one. So this is the next one. So this is a success story of cultivation of mushroom by using marine substrate, and we have successfully cultivated. And next one. And based on that, They prepared the recipe from the mushroom cultivated using marine substrate. So next one, next. And so for the first topic is, I mentioned, so the first attempt is, so how to overcome the malnutrition problem by cultivating mushroom using marine substrate. And the second interesting topic is, I mean, the production of bioenergy, biofuel from the marine sources. So why we are looking for bioenergy, biofuel? That is next slide. The main reason is our available, this is non-living resources, but its availability of fossil fuel is exhausted due to over-exploitation. The mechanism is the process called trans-esterification. So trans is nothing but the exchange of carbon atoms, especially the acyl group, as well as exchange of carbon atoms in the acyl group, in the ester as well as alcohol, by which we can remove the alkyl group from the compound, by which we are getting the biodiesel as well as glycerin as byproduct. Next one. So these are the, next, please continue. So these are the chemical reactions takes place for the production of biodiesel from, by the production of mass-scale production of algae isolated from the estuarine ecosystem. Next one. And these are the mangroves associated yeast. We are converting the saline water into potable water, but it is very expensive. So by using the biotechnology, last slide. And